Gather round, it's time for another curriculum review. Because yes, I love curriculum. I love what's going on out there in the curriculum world, that we're seeing these new ones pop up, or maybe we're discovering older ones. But it is also good to really know, what is in there? What's good for us? How much is it going to cost? And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look today at Gather Round. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life, and thank you for joining me today as I just get to delve into this wonderful world of curriculum. If I had unlimited funds, I would be buying lots of curriculum, maybe not necessarily to use, but just to read, because I love seeing what's out there. I love writing it too, all of these different things. And, it's good to know what is out there. Have you checked out any of my other curriculum reviews? I know some of you have, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for watching, for your likes, for your subscribes, and being part of this learning life. Now, have you heard of Gather Round? It is a unit-based family-style homeschool curriculum, and I love it. It's unique in that way. Now, it follows the Charlotte Mason principles, but it is also eclectic in its approach in how it's bringing in different things. It is actually relatively new. It only released in 2019. Now, for families who have several children, it really can be appealing to use a family-style curriculum where everyone is learning together, doing the same lesson at the same time, but with the age-appropriate activities. Now, Gather Round consists of monthly units, and each one is a different topic. In each unit, there are 20 lessons, which, meant to be used on 20 days in the month. Now, if you follow a 4-day school week, with day 5 being a field trip day, and I know families like to do that, then it will take you 5 weeks. So 4 to 5 weeks on a unit. They suggest 10 units for the year, but you can look at maybe 8 to 10 units depending on how many days that you take. And the great thing is you can do those units in any order. And this can also be used as a complete curriculum, or you can just purchase to use individual units. It does follow a 4-year cycle, which means that if you were going to follow it all the way through, your children are going to repeat units, but the activities will be at a more advanced level. Pros of Gather Round. I think really its biggest pro is that it is family style, which is 1 unit for all ages. And I know some families are really looking for that. And it is open and go. No need for lots of planning. And this is great for many parents who want to limit how much time they have to prep and spend outside of the teaching. All subjects are incorporated into it, but math. But this is great. So you've got everything all there, and you just need to add your math. So language arts, social studies, science, history, fine arts, and Bible. So yes, it is faith-based, and it is a strong Christian curriculum with faith being interwoven into every unit. And I like that it is from pre-reading stage, so really that kindergarten, they're not there. Great activities for that, all the way through 12th grade. So you could use it as your entire curriculum. The books are beautiful and really visually appealing. It appeals to the different learning styles, wide variety of activities. So you've got your hands-on things, we've got listening, we've got watching, so many great different activities. And I will say if you have multiple children, that's where you find it will be more cost-effective. Cons of Gather Round. Now, if you like to break down language arts and sort of make sure that you have a grammar focus, a spelling focus, and all that, then this might not fully appeal to you because it incorporates everything in language arts. I don't like to separate, so to me, having it all together is wonderful. And if you choose to purchase the digital download, so you can purchase it as print and they send it to you, or the digital downloads, you really will need a color printer to truly make the most of the illustrations, the pictures, and all of that. So you have to factor that into your cost. Now, there is some concern from parents of high schoolers that the science covered might not be enough to meet graduation requirements. You know what? This is really because we don't have separate biology, chemistry, physics. It's more of an integrated approach rather than individual subjects. And this might change over the years as it's still new and it is growing and adapting as they are listening to people. Now, it can be a con for people that it is faith-based, but there really aren't many family-style curriculum out there that aren't faith-based. You can't just pull those sections out of the units because they're so interwoven. And the cost can be prohibitive even though you are using it for multiple children. Cost. There are different components to each unit. So you are definitely going to have your teacher's guide, your readers, and then sometimes things like cursive writing or recipe books or other things. And you are able to get them, as I said, as printed versions or digital downloads. Digital is cheaper, but then you have to print them. Let's look at an example like unit cost, so Australia and Oceania. So the digital all family bundle, which is going to be your teacher's guide and all the readers, will be $54.95. Or if not, the teacher's guide in each age group is $19.95. Digital cursive, $10.95. Digital recipe book, $10.95. Total cost for the digital unit, $67.85 or higher. Now, the printed version is going to be $30 for the teacher's guide and then $25 for each of the other readers in those groups. The cursive is $14.95, recipe $13.95, and the total cost is going to be $83.90. If you're only buying one level, like early elementary, it's going to be more if you need to get readers for the other age groups. Now, other units have extra components, but if we calculate the costs, the basic needs with the digital format and purchase the all family bundle, so digital format, that all family bundle, the other parts, it's going to cost you about $680 for the year. That's for 10 units. But as you're adding other resources, in certain areas, the cost is going to be higher. You will use the curriculum again as it cycles through, every 4 years. You can really anticipate $4,000 to $5,000 bit more for 4 years worth of curriculum. Other thoughts. If you go to the website, there are plenty of free samples there for you to look through, which is always wonderful. Just pulling out some of those different units and look and see at the different levels and could that work for you. They also have a downloadable, complete catalog. So great, let's just see, especially if you're trying to come through and work out what units you want to do. If you become a member, which is free, which is nice, you don't even have to purchase the curriculum. You can become a member. There are resources available online for every unit, and this is such a great resource. Now, I can see the benefit for older children, especially our high schoolers, to go on deep dives in these units. They really encourage that. In fact, they really encourage our children to research and use critical thinking and give opinions on the topics, things that I love. You also don't have to purchase a whole lot of additional books to go with the units. Many you can borrow. All the resources are available online. So if you are looking for a complete curriculum, minus math, for your entire family and you enjoy using unit studies, then Gather Round could be great for you. A wonderful way to combine younger and older kids in one family learning experience. You can do the units based on their interest and even do some extra mini units. So I encourage you, go and check out the website if any of this sounds intriguing to you and really see, could this be something that works for me? Especially if you have multiple children, and all those different personalities and learning styles, you could have one curriculum that covers it all. Well, thank you so much for watching today and for being part of this Learning Life. As I said, check out my other curriculum reviews. Let's all learn what's out there together and work out what works for us. And if you want to help get these videos out, you can do that by becoming a champion. So check that out on patreon.com or on my website, LearningThis.Life.